Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. Let's jump back in here. Riccis Prairie, multi-fruit, 4X map by Old Man 102. Let's try and figure out where we are. Do a quick vehicle search. Alright, we have a little bit more chicken feed before we have to buy some. Back them up, maybe the door will open. If not, we'll pull them up a little bit. There we go. Looks like we got all of our vehicles home, except for the one tractor with the stump grinder on it up at the mill. Yep, and then we just started making earthworms, so not quite fishing yet. Field 3. Let's check our growth state. Alright, so we're still waiting for the center of our winery to go yellow so we can harvest the entire grape vineyard so it's all in the same growth stage. I'm also waiting for field 3. Oh, field 3 is at the next growth stage. I think I could put more fertilizer down now. Let's go take a quick visit to field 3. I'm going to head back to... Let's go take a quick visit to field 3 and see if it's ready for a layer of fertilizer. We'll knock that chore out first. We should be able to go fishing soon. So we just started growing some earthworms. What we can do to kill a little bit of time is we can check on... Yeah, I think this field is ready for a load of fertilizer. Are you my field 3? Oop, didn't want to get out of there. Are you my field 3? You are my field 3. Alright, let's fertilize this. Then we'll check on the grapes, make sure, see if they're ready to be harvested. And then then we'll check on the mill to see if it needs more logs. And then we'll run a load of barrels to the winery so it's ready for our grape harvest. So let's park this puppy back at the house. Let's grab... I think the first one is lime, the second one is fertilizer. Let's see if we can't grab a contract. Harvest field 2 barley. Ooh, we can keep the extra barley and run it to make diesel with. I like that. We're going to take this contract. Barley in field 2. And then we're going to come back and we'll grab the fertilizer spreader. I'm going to take both headers just in case we grab another contract. We'll have the corn header with us. We'll dump off just enough barley to fulfill the contract. And then we'll run the rest back to start turning it into diesel. There should be field 2 in front of us. I'm going to dump off the corn header here. You know what? I'm going to do a headland first. If I don't break my header. And then we're not going to drop straw because it's a contract. I don't want to have to deal with it. Let's zap off a headland on this side. And we'll set a worker off. Oh, stop. I don't want the straw. Now that's going to be in the way. It's probably going to hang up our worker. So let me zap off one more headland. Give this guy room to turn around. I'll probably grab one more real quick. So I messed that up. And then we'll set him off. Now I do have some sugar beet in stock in storage, but I don't want to use it because I want to save it for making our wine. Let's hire you off. So let's go back to the farmhouse. Let's grab our fertilizer spreader. I think this one's fertilizer. I think the first one's lime. Yeah, you're my fertilizer. Let's top her off. I think I have some in the silo. Oh, we're not making fertilizer yet. I may not have any fertilizer. We may have to go buy some fertilizer. Do we have any? No, we don't have any fertilizer. Alright, let's quick trip to the store. And we'll just top this off real quick. Alright, so let's close the cover till we get back till we get there. Yeah, I'm tired of spending all my money buying diesel to keep factories running. So I want to get that refinery up and running as quickly as we can. So we only own one field and I have it planted with barley, and that's the one we're going to go fertilize. And every bit of that barley is going to go into the refinery, and the straw it drops is going to go into the composter. So let's get, stop. Let's get our cover back open. So let's come up here and we'll grab some fertilizer. Alright, quick $11,000 out of the bank. So yeah, you can buy your fertilizer, seeds, lime, everything you need to get your fields up and running and your animals up and running right there. So you can buy animal food right there as well. Come on, I'm going to cut in front of you. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Come on, limo, get out of my way. Oh no, can I squeeze through there? I can. Don't scratch the paint on the limo. Now this is our field, so we're going to have to be a little bit neater with the fertilizer job. We'll knock off a headland. Missing a little bit on the end, probably. Yeah, so we're not going to make much money on the contract we're doing because I'm going to steal the rest of the barley. Now, do I want, you know what the heck with it. Let's just set off a worker. So let him fertilize this field for us. We have our, I really want these grapes to come out of this last growth stage so we can, so I want to harvest all of this on the same growth stage. Let's go back and check on the mill. Yeah, you're going to need some logs. All right, let's head back to the house. Let us grab. Let's jump into. I'm going to need. Let me just jump into this one. Let's drop the tanker. My log trailer's back there, so we're going to bobtail it back. Our Scorpion King should be back here as well. So we'll keep an eye on our two hired workers. So our goal is $2 million so we can buy the sand mine. Alright, I should have a log trailer, yeah, sitting back here. If I didn't just hit it. Alright, now let's get a few loads of trees in the mill. If I can clear out this entire upper section of trees, then we can grab a tree planter and some saplings. And we can get some trees replaced back here. I think I cut that stump pretty high. Oh no, we're not too bad. I was up a little high with that tree though. just a little bit. Oh, I missed the host. Streamlab. Oh, follow HOSSOO312. Thank you for the follow. Matt K97182. Good evening. I hope everything is well on your end. This is, if you're new, my 4X Riccis Prairie map. It has, I removed some of the crops from the Ritchieville map, and we added, so on this map you have arable white grapes, red grapes, olives, tomatoes, almonds, and then we have arable peas and beans. So let me get some of the logs taken care of, and then I can see if I can show you some of the new crops. I've been playing this map, still have some issues with the vine picking, but otherwise it is awesome. I don't use, oh, wrong one. I don't use the, so if you go into our mods, we have this one that harvests one row at a time, and then we have the one that's been the crazy Dixie cutter. That one will harvest 10 rows at a time. And I'm actually using the one that harvests 10 rows at a time. Let me get my camera straight. Let me just, because I like it turned just a little bit when I'm using the tree harvester. Yeah, getting, I think everybody's a little bit burnt out with 19. Everybody waiting for 22 to come out and see what Giants is going to do. Alright, let's get this guy swung around. Okay, let me grab this one more tree, and then we'll pick these up. See where that puts us with the in the way of getting the mill filled. I use Crazy Dixie Cutter as well for some reason when I have a worker harvesting heel. Yeah, the way the way those fields are set up, you're better off just harvesting them yourself, because it'll get to the end of the field and stop, because the rows in the dirt are, like, this entire field is not continuous. They're individual strips. So that's why it'll go to the end of the row and then just stop. Because it's not like one big continuous field. I'm about ready to throw the dog outside. Alright. Now, what side are we picking up on? Left or right? And I can never remember the key bindings. Is it B? It is B. Alright, turn you off, strap you down. Alright, see how many we can get off of here. Not too bad. Let's get her spun back around. I don't like doing a lot of forestry, but I want to get. You're not going to give me that last log. I want to get this mill topped off so we can keep it running. Come on, don't get hung up on that stump. Yeah, I was going to jump on and I was debating whether I wanted to jump on here and play Farm Sim or jump on and play Banished. Thanks for clarifying. Thought there might have been something wrong with it. Now, it's because the way the grapes, the way all those new crops are in a row, the worker, once it gets to the end of the row, it realizes, okay, it's not a continuous field, and I'm just going to stop. All right, we're still less than 50% full. I'm going to grab one more load of logs. Let me take a quick peek at our workers. All right, so you're both doing well. You're getting our second row of fertilizer down, and then you are still harvesting. All right, let's grab one or two more loads of logs. We'll get this job done. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of forestry. But I need boxes and barrels and all kind of good stuff, crates. So if we want factories running, we've got to get this done. Trying to see between these branches. We'll have to come in here soon and do a reforestry episode and get some more trees planted. Farm Chick 63, good evening. Yeah, I ended up playing Foundry this morning, jumped off for lunch, um, ended up looking at video editing software for a couple hours. Oh, come on. And then at 2 o'clock, I turned the NASCAR race on. I caught the first 10 laps and the last 10 laps. Don't ask me what happened in between. I'm sure I was snoring pretty loud. So I grabbed some dinner. The house is still quiet. They won't be home for about another hour. So I figured I got about an hour, hour and a half to stream before the house gets noisy. So jump in here, see what we can get done. Tomorrow morning I have a doctor's appointment, so I won't be on until after lunch tomorrow. If I may not be on at all tomorrow. I may sit down and try and figure out the video editing software. Because I want to try and record, edit, render, and upload videos specifically for YouTube, and not just upload my live streams to YouTube. So I want to try and build that YouTube channel up. Let's go this way. We'll start a new small pile. Sorry I missed your stream this morning. Had a lot going on here today. Oh, no issues. I was playing Foundry this morning. That is turning out to be my new favorite game. And unfortunately, it's early alpha, so when the next version of that game comes out, it's most likely going to be a restart. But I'm learning by my mistakes, so we know what to do better next time. Which, there's not much more we're going to be able to do with the early alpha copy we have. Pretty much once we get Lab 4 up and running, we'll have all the research done. And then there's really nothing we can do until they add more content into the game. So it'll be worth starting over once they update the game and put more content in. I'm definitely enjoying playing it. It's definitely a challenge getting enough of the base products built. Alright, let's grab one more tree. I wasn't watching my screen, so I don't know if any of our helpers had finished. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll be on at all tomorrow. Just depends on what the day brings. Alright, let's get you over here. Let's grab... I left a couple of odd little weird trees just floating there. That's alright, we'll get them next time. I sent Dixie the updated copy of this map for testing. If all goes well, I'm hoping to get it to the Patreon members tomorrow and then released next Friday, or this coming Friday. I'll want to do a release stream either Friday or Saturday. Can we get this one? I can. come back and we'll grab those. Can I get these last two? Or are you going to give me a hard time? Oh, it did pick them up. We'll come back and grab that stack. This should be enough to keep this mill going. Yeah, let's grab that last stack and we'll go check on our helpers. Give me these last three, or am I going to have to spin around? Oh, we're good. We are golden. We'll knock out these stumps real quick. Should have put us about 60 or 70% on our logs. 66%. Yeah, this will be good for a while. Alright, so field 3, our fertilizer guy is done. Field 2 is still harvesting our barley, which is a contract. And then our stupid grapes are still not ready in our vineyard. Alright, let's take this guy with us. We'll leave the trailer here. Oh no, I want to get these stumps cut real quick. And then we'll take this guy back to the farm. So let's just knock these out real quick. Oh, somebody's on the porch. They might have gotten back a little bit early. The only thing I'll have to do is shut my door, because I have my door open. To let the AC in since nobody's home. I swear I heard somebody on the porch, and the dog's looking out the window. I may have to jump off of here in a second. I really love this map. It will make playing Ritchie Hollow and Ritchieville easier, I believe. Yeah. Ritchieville single player, both of those games single player are a challenge because there's just so many factories. Yeah, I'm going to have to jump off here in a second and see what's going on outside. Make sure it's not a stranger lurking around the house. Bear with me 1 second. I'll be right back. I have no idea what he's bargaining at. Oh well, apparently I picked up a little bit of wood chips. With, I guess one of the stumps might have been just a hair too tall. Gotta love the pets, see things we don't. Yeah, I have no idea what he heard or saw. I swear I heard somebody on the porch also. But there's definitely nobody around. There's no packages out there, so I know it's not a porch pirate. That was his "there's a stranger" bark. That was not his someone from the family's home bark. Alright, so there's another job done. We'll leave this tractor sit back here till we need it. If we need it, we'll come back and get it. Let's head back to the farm. We'll go grab our... I want to come back here. Oh, I should have brought the flatbed trailer with me. I could have grabbed a load of barrels. Oh well, we'll have to come back and grab a load of barrels. I knew I wanted to grab that trailer for a reason. Because other than contracts, we don't have much to do until that grape field is ready. Our vineyard is ready. Oh, I almost went in the wrong entrance. Alright, let's hook this back up to our auto load trailer. Oh, we've got one. Okay, I just grabbed the wrong truck. I should have grabbed the other one. Where is our harvester's on? Looks like the last two passes. Let's take this guy. I'm going to take the little dump truck. I'm not going to take the other trailer. I was going to take the big trailer, but I'm going to take the tipper over. On second thought, before we go to let's go grab our sprayer and get it out of the field. Which end of the field? You're sitting over here. Because that is our one and only field. Until we sell off. Chill Will, how are we? Oh, I ended up downloading Riccis Prairie just for the pierogi factory. Haven't figured out. The pierogi factory has not been released yet. That is, I was just testing, and I was just building it and testing it the other day. So I sent the map update, the trailer update, and the 4 factories to Dixie for testing. So the map update I'm going to try and release next weekend, along with the updated tanker, the updated auto load trailer for pallets, and then the 4 basic factories. The dairy and mill, so we can make our butter and cheese and that kind of, and sugar, flour. And then I'm going to release the dairy and mill, the rubber plantation, the herbs and spices greenhouse, and the grape dryer as a mod package with the map. And then Um, and that'll get all the basics. That'll get all the basics done, so you can start putting all the basics in storage. So with the updated map, let me just scroll over here. So with the updated map, you'll be able to make the plywood, the steel, the bottles, the boxes. So they'll be in the mill with the update. So you can make those and put them in storage. So the plywood, the steel, the bottles and boxes will be used in other factories. Then the dairy in the mill, is going to make veggie oil, sugar, butter, cheese, flour, and soy milk. And all of those are going to be used in future factories. And then we're going to make raw rubber with the rubber factory, herbs and spices with the greenhouse, and they'll be released with the map. And then about 2 weeks later, we'll build the potato chip factory. Potato chip factory's not built yet. The pierogi factory's not built yet. Old Men's Mill has to be converted so it'll work on this map. Then we're going to build a bakery, a granola factory, and a Seagram's adult beverage factory. None of those factories are built yet. So I was doing the map update and adding all the product into the map, so we'll be ready for the future factories. So sorry, didn't mean to get your hopes up, but the pierogi factory's not even built yet. That explains why I can't. I'm Polish and Czech, so right up my alley. I am 50%. My dad is 100% Polish. My mom was 100% Italian, so I am 50-50 Polish Italian. And did I just pass field one off? I just passed field one off. Perfect timings. Our helper just finished. All right, where is our harvester? Probably at the other end of the field. It'll be worth it, yeah. Yeah, definitely going to be worth the wait. I'm looking forward to the new factories because they will only work on this map, so they'll be specific just to this map. And then once we sell this off, I'll probably take another contract. I'm going to try and very carefully sell this barley off so I can keep the extra product. I have family that married an heir to the Johnsonville Meat Company. Would love to see something like that in the future. The only thing we have Hormel as our slaughterhouses in the other maps. But we don't have a slaughterhouse built for this map. That could be a possible future factory for this map as a slaughterhouse. All right, let's get off of this farmer's field since we don't own it. And then we'll come back and pick this up. Where does the contract want us to take the barley? Aldi's. Let's get the pipe in. And we'll pick up our corn header when we get back. I want to sell off just enough of this barley to fill the contract. Now maybe we can find another contract for more product for the refinery before our barley field is ready. Try not to squish any pedestrians. Alright, let's go to Aldi. And I'm just going to dump a little bit of this in at a time. It's 28%, 46%, 56%, 60%. I'm going to drive this AI nuts. Contract finished. All right. So we still have cool. So I've got like 90,000 liters of barley left. Let's complete this out. Let's run this back to the refinery. And I think I just need a little bit of silage, because I'm tired of paying for diesel. Check on our grapes as we drive by, so they're still not ready to harvest. We may not be able to harvest those grapes till tomorrow, game day. Alright, caught up on chat. Try to remember to keep an eye on chat. Drop this off. It's not much, and I think we just need a little bit of silage. I do. What other grains? So corn, barley. Let's see if there's a contract to harvest either corn or more barley. I'm not doing, what are you, sunflowers. I'm not doing cotton. I'm not doing potatoes. Corn. Ooh. Was corn one of the ones I just needed? My memory is that bad. Yeah, corn. Let's take that contract and we'll bring the rest of the corn back here. What else do we have? Wheat. More potato. Let's take the corn contract in field 8. Then we'll go grab some silage and bring that back. So move our harvester over to 8, which is where? I built a map. I can't remember where field 8 is. Field 8 is over by the gas station. All right, let's go the other way. I know part of my vineyard's ready to harvest and part of it's not, but like I said earlier, I want it all on the same growth stage. Alright, so I'm assuming this is field 8 right here. It is. Alright. Alright, you can sit here a minute. Let's go grab that harvester. We'll get our exercise in for today. Jump. Nope. My fat butt's too lazy to jump the fence. Let's grab our corn header. That's why I take both headers with me, so I don't have to go back to the farm and get it. Heck, I can play the map 12 hours a day and still get lost. I built the map and I still get lost. That's what happens when you have 5 maps. I can't keep them straight. Let me pull over here and drop the grain header. Let's just knock off a headland on this side, then we'll hire a worker. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sell off just enough of this to fulfill the contract. And then we're going to take the rest of it and we're going to start making diesel with it. I know I'm not going to be making any money, but that's all right. All right, you go do your thing. Can I hop the fence this time? I can. Let's go get some silage. We should have a little bit made. And then I got to grab a load of barrels for the winery so we're ready for our grape harvest. And then we should almost have some earthworms made as well. so we can actually start fishing. We should have earthworms and we should have some ice made. Alright, let's grab, see how much silage we have. I'm going to take every bit of it. While that's filling, let's look at our vineyard, our winery. So winery, waiting on grapes. Cocoa, we don't need yet. We're full of sugar. We're going to need water and barrels. So we will need water and barrels. And then that'll make, if we get water and barrels in there, we'll be ready for our white grape and our red grape harvest. And then wrong one. Let's check our earthworm factory really quick. Let's see what it has. Alright, so we have 40,000 liters, 47,000 liters. We can do some fishing today if we have time to kill. Let's run this back to the refinery. And then we'll see what we need for fishing after we get the winery full. Oh, I've got like 2 million liters of silage. We can sell another load of silage off. I'm great with directions in real life, but I led you somewhere in the game you will be lost and in the worst place possible. I am terrible with directions in real life as well. I use my GPS in my car quite often. And I've got one of the old school GPSs that you plug into the cigarette lighter and hang on the windshield. And I use that thing quite often. You could put me inside of a paper bag and I'll get lost. I have no sense of direction. Alright, so that should now fire this up, so we can quit buying diesel. Yeah, just give it a minute or two for the time to catch up. And then this will fire up. It should go active. There's probably a 2-minute or a 10-minute delay. But we'll come back and check on that, make sure it goes active. Let's grab our barrels and our water for the winery. The purple dragon, I knew this guy whose directions were like turn left when at the street we just passed. Yeah, exactly. I've been with one of those. They're like, you're driving down the road at 75 miles an hour. They're going, oh, you turn there. And then you got to go another mile down the road to turn around and come back to where you were supposed to be. Oh man, these grapes are killing me. I want that vineyard to be ready. Alright, so we know we need barrels, and I know I need water. Let's take a quick peek at this guy to see what it needs. So we're going to need ice and diesel, so we're going to have to grab a little bit of diesel as well. We don't have any made yet, so I'm going to have to buy one more load of diesel. Ice cubes, we should have some. Yep, just like that, exactly. But I used to do a lot of driving in Philly, and I always had my GPS on because I spent 26 years in the suburbs, driving from the suburbs into Philly, working in Philly. And there, at least one day a week, there was a major accident where one of the major roads were closed. So you're driving down the road, and all of a sudden there's a cop there, and then you're taken off the main highway onto a side street, and then you have absolutely like no idea where you are. So I always kept my GPS handy just for those situations. All right, so what do we need? We need a load of water for the winery. And then we're going to need a little bit of diesel. All right, I don't know, where's my closest water pickup? Back, let's just go back here and grab some water. We don't have any animals yet. My main focus is getting the basics up and running. And then we'll get some animals. So right now we only have a few chickens. Let's grab a load of water. And then we'll spawn out. Let's go Control G while this is filling. Let's go to the mill. Let's spawn out a load of barrels. We should have some made. Tin cans, lumber, concrete barrels. There we go. Spawn out 30 pallets of barrels. They'll be waiting for us. And then we'll grab, while we're here, well, how many ice cubes do we have made? I'm not going to spawn them out yet. I just want to see what we have. Yeah, we can grab a load of ice cubes as well. Alright, load of water should get us started. If I don't put this thing on its side. Really want to get some sheep or goats. Almost forgot where I was going. Taking water to the to the winery. Now, I think everything goes in the same input, I think. I think my water should go here. Yeah, it does. And then where are we? Let's grab one more load. We'll top it off. Now I don't think I have my water fill trigger in here. I keep forgetting to load it in, I think. Yeah, I don't have my water fill trigger in here. Let's go grab another load of water. I gotta remember to put my water fill trigger and my gas pump in my mods folder. So we'll head back here. We'll grab a load of water from back here. And then we'll see if our refinery fired up. So you can start filling. While you're filling, let's see if the refinery fired up. Why did you not turn yourself on? I'm going to have to see why this didn't turn itself on. That should have went active by itself. It's only making 10,000. Okay, let me make a note for myself. Before I release this update, I'm going to have to adjust this refinery. Stop. My Xbox One controller is all messed up, so that's why I was drifting. Update the refinery. Alright, I'll go in and get that updated before I release the updated version of this map. So I got a little bit of work to do tomorrow or tonight after I stream. So I'll get the refinery updated before I put the update out. Which means I got to delete the file I just uploaded this morning and re-upload it. So throw some water in here. We'll grab a little bit of diesel for the fish processing since we're in the tanker. Let's go grab. We have to. There's no back entrance out of here, so we'll have to drive around. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to harvest our grapes till tomorrow game day. Let's go grab a little bit of diesel. Spend more money that we don't have. Can I get a fill trigger this way? I can. Maybe. Oh, come on. It's filling the truck. It's not filling the tanker. There we go. I only want... I don't want to go over 50,000. 34 should get us started. So another 25 grand on diesel. That's why I really want that refinery up and running. Let's throw... now, where does the diesel go? I think the diesel goes up over here. Yeah. Alright, so we need to bring... So you still need ice cubes. Alright, so we're done with the tanker. Let's go back to the mill. We'll pick up our barrels. Drop them off at the winery. Then we'll pick up a load of ice cubes. We'll run them here to fish processing. Then we'll run back and grab a load of earthworms for fishing, and we'll do a little bit of fishing. While we're waiting for our... And then we'll check on our hired help as well. Because all of our factories should be good. Let's throw you here. Let's jump into our other truck. This one, yeah. Let's head back to... Let's drive by our cornfield and check on our hired help. We'll drive by on our way back. See how he's doing. Dixie's in the house. Update before test stuff you sent me already. Sure there's old man just throwing the tanker over the hedges. Yeah, there's gonna be test what you have. I'm not gonna get it. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight, but I have to. I want to update the refinery and then re-upload the file. So you could test what I sent you this morning, but there will be one more update to the refinery. And I'll just look at all the files before I upload the update again. Alright, we should have some barrels back here. And what setting am I on? I am on regular size pallets. Nice. Okay. Let me get out of the spawner. Let's grab 10 more barrels if I have them. Might as well take a full load of barrels with us. Alright, let's go check on our hired help. Yeah, this is my single player game, so I don't want to cheat anything in. So I am nowhere near ready for any of the new factories on this map. Alright, that guy is... It looks like he's about halfway done with our corn harvest. Oh, Matt K, this stinking Dixie, that's so sweet. I think Dixie wants to get on and stream. So I probably won't be much longer. Dixie, let me know if you want to get on and stream, and I can get off of here soon. I've got, which if you're going to stream, that'll give me time to go in and get this update done. And I can start learning my new. Um, I ended up downloading a software program to edit and render videos on for YouTube. So I'm going to have to sit down and learn that as well. So I was watching some YouTube videos on how to use the software program, and it doesn't seem like it's super easy to use. And then I also need to make a little opening presentation, opening video, opening segment, whatever you want to call it, for my videos. Anyway. Alright, so for red wine, all we need is our grapes. And for our white wine, all we need are some grapes. We don't have any of the other products being made yet, so that's the only wine we can make for now. Soon as this stupid thing finishes growing, it's still, the two ends are ready, but I'm waiting for this middle section to get done because I don't want these in two different growth stages again. So I want to harvest this whole thing as one big field. Alright, so let's go grab a load of ice. We'll grab a half a load of ice and a half a load of earthworms. No, I don't want to mix them on the trailer. They're going to two different factories. Thanks. I will stream tomorrow. Feel worse. Okay. No problems, Dixie. Thanks. Yeah, I will definitely not be on in the morning tomorrow. And I may not be on at all tomorrow. Because I really want to learn that rendering and editing software. Alright, let's pop out a load of ice. I don't have the other truck bought yet, so I'm just going to use this one for now. So 24 pallets. We'll run this up and we'll come back for worms. I can't buy the box truck yet for ice because I don't want to spend the money. I'm saving up for because I want to buy the sand mine. So I don't want to spend money on vehicles. Oh, I almost pushed that one right into the freaking pond. The ice almost went back in the lake. Yeah, so I'll probably stay on here till the family gets home and then I'll jump off. And then I may jump on when they go to bed and play a little bit of. Ah, crap, I can't think of it. It was the game I was playing the other day that's. You have to get the car. I can't. I'm terrible. My memory's getting worse. The. It's almost like Banished, but you have to get the individual cards to put the buildings up. And I cannot remember the name of it. I may play a little bit of that tonight. Does the ice go here? We'll find out in a second. Yeah, it does. Alright. No, not Foundry. There's another. Foundry's the factory automation game. There's another game that's like Banished, but you have to get individual cards. Hold on, I can minimize my screen. Well, this is unloading. I want to play a little bit of Kingdoms Reborn. I did. I played on it a little bit the other day, and it's like Banished a little bit, and it's not like card based where you get turns with cards, but you have to earn cards in order to put more buildings up. So, for instance, if I can do fishing, I can get a fishing dock. I could put one fishing dock down, but in order to put a second fishing dock down, I have to earn a card for it. So the same thing with every single building, you have to earn a card in order to put another building down. It's similar to Patreon, but it's a little bit different. It's kind of turn-based, but not really turn-based. If you go into my Twitch page, you should see episode 1 for Kingdoms Reborn from a couple days ago. It should still be in there. It's a really cool game if you want to go in and watch it. Go back in and watch the stream. I'm going to give Foundry a break until midweek, and then we'll play some more Foundry. Alright, let's grab some earthworms. Alright, 15 pallets. That'll get us started. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to sneak in there. Thought I was going to be able to drive up between both of them. So yeah, these are the earthworms for fishing. Something a little bit different than the fish bait. Oh, now, okay, watch this. We're going to drive by the vineyard and the grapes are now going to be ready to harvest. So I think we just turned over to a new growth stage across the map. Yep. So instead of fishing, I think we can harvest our grapes now. We'll see if they're done. Nope, they're still not ready. What the heck is going on with our freaking grapes that they won't go to the next growth stage? Nope, center section is still not ready. That's driving me nuts. Okay, we're going to do some fishing. Either that, I'm going to say the hell with it, and we're just going to harvest the rest of the field. Which I think we're going to do. Let's come back and harvest the grapes. I want to get wine made so we can earn some cash. And then we'll do some fishing. So let's get these guys in the warehouse. Alright. And then since we're in this truck, we're just going to head back. I'm just going to drive it back to the winery. And I'll let the growth stages catch up next harvest. Yeah, they're both pretty good city builder games. I've had my eye on Steam lately. There's a ton of really cool games coming out, like the first quarter of 2022. So I've got my eye on about 6 new games. So, and I'm probably not going to live stream them. I'm probably going to record them just for YouTube. So that's another reason why I want to learn that recording software, recording, editing, and rendering software. All right, the heck with it. Let's get our grapes harvested. This way we can start making wine. And then the next time we harvest, we'll turn them into raisins. Now, I don't think I've only used this once. I think I have to be on, Dixie, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the 5th one in. Is it like the 4th one in or 5th one in? We'll find out here in a second. Yep. It's harvesting everything but that last row, I think. The 5th one. Yeah, I've only ever used this once. And then after we harvest this, I'm sure it's going to need lime and fertilizer. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm only going to use the crazy Dixie harvester. Yeah, it's missing that last row. That's all right. I'll go 4 rows in instead of 5 rows in, and it should pick up that 1 row I'm missing. Yeah, I can't sit here and do 1 row at a time. That'll drive me nuts. So if I go to fourth one in. Will it catch that last row to my left? No. If I come over a row, will it catch that one to my left? No. This one will. Well, he is all wound up tonight over nothing. Yeah, I'll get the row spacing thing down right eventually. I always do things the hard way. Now if I come over here, okay, so it missed the last row, so if I go in 4 rows instead of 5 rows, will I catch that last row to my right? Yeah, it will. Okay. I don't mind driving up and down the field one extra time. Okay, now I think they're home. Yeah, they're definitely home. I'm gonna get to the end of this row. When they walk in, I'm just gonna say hello and all that happy jazz, and then I'm gonna finish the grape harvest and then probably jump off for a couple hours. Unless that's the neighbor I hear. But someone just pulled in, either into the driveway or next door. Alright, let's turn this off. Let's go empty this since we're at 92%. And we'll come over and we'll finish the red grapes. Okay, yeah, it's their home. Yeah, it's definitely the family. Oh, I came down the wrong aisle. Alright, everybody close your eyes. I'm going to drive through my crop. Alright, so so we got it. You have to lower it, or you have, oh no, if I could just stick the pipe out. I can empty it without, okay, perfect. Alright, head back, grab the rest of the red grapes. And then I may just get out of here and we'll finish the white grapes on the next time I stream this map. Because I don't want to be completely antisocial when they get home. Alright, so what do we have? So I should be able to get all of these now. So I should be able to get all of these grapes on this pass. Yeah. Yeah, that's them. They just came in the back door instead of the front door. They must have put the Jeep in the backyard. Yeah, give me a second. Just get to the end of this row. Alright, let me turn that off. Let me throw you all on. Be right back. Give me a minute or two, I'll be right back. All right, they are. I'll fix my mic. My headset is about shot, so. All right, I think I'm good. Let's jump back in here. They are just gonna. You can hear the lawnmower running now, so they're just gonna get some stuff done around the house, and they're gonna get ready for bed. So I'm gonna stay on here for a little bit longer. Most hardcore gamers are really, in real life, people shy. Can't. Yeah, I can't stay up all night. My usually in bed at 9 o'clock and up at 3:30 in the morning. I can't pull those all-nighters anymore. Alright, so let's get this one. Alright, let's get this one unloaded. We'll knock off the white grapes. Sorry about the lawnmower running in the background. Alright, come on. One of these days I'll get a new Xbox One control as well. So if I go to the fifth one in, will this get me all the rows? We'll find out. Nope, it's going to miss the one to the left. Alright, so I got to shift over one. Yeah, he's on the riding lawnmower, so he won't be long. Actually, I'm going to grab a screenshot real quick. And then when we get back to the winery, I want a screenshot over there. Alright, so if I go to... is it this row I should get all of them now? Or am I going to miss that last one to the right? Nope, we're getting them all. Yeah, in real life, and nobody take this the wrong way. In real life, I hate people. I like avoid going anywhere where there's crowds. Like, I only leave the house if I absolutely have to. Alright, I'm going to dump this off so we can start making white wine, and then we'll come back and grab those last 2 rows. Oh, that's the sell point. I don't want the sell point. I want to make some wine, but I want another screenshot. I want a screenshot here. Let's get these dumped off. And I'm going to get one more screenshot of the... Alright, let's get pipe out. Come on. Let's grab these last 2 rows. And then I'm going to come back and grab like one more screenshot. After this update's released next weekend, I may throw it on modhub.us. I haven't decided yet, but I've been thinking about it. I should probably check on my hired help. Make sure he doesn't wrap himself around a tree. Because I see a weird strip in the middle of that field. Hold on, let me check on... Where is field 8? Yeah, he missed the whole strip in this section and he's parked himself and said, that's it, I quit, I'm going home. So we'll have to go back and deal with that here in a second. Yeah, I want to try and talk my daughter into coming up for Texas for a week and have her teach me how to edit and render the videos, because she does 3D animation. So she went to college for that. So I'm going to get her butt up here and say, you need to teach me how to use this editing software. Alright, I'm coming over this way because I want to get one more screenshot right about here. Alright, now it should be good. Alright, let's get these guys. I'm just going to mute my mic for a couple minutes until he's done being really close to my bedroom in the house. And as soon as I mute my mic, he turns it off. That's the kind of luck I have. Come on, close. Let's park you. You need a bath, but let's park you right there for now. So this guy should be making red wine and white wine, and it is. So that is going to be some nice sweet cash. Our harvester is all kind of messed up. Let's go check on our harvester. Now we're going to have to come back over here and probably put some lime and fertilizer down. Well, let's go clean up this mess in field 8. And yeah, this is going to be bad. Very bad. Okay, no head-on collision. Oh, this guy is, though. I'm going to cut you off. Alright, let's go back here and clean up this mess. See what he did to me. Yeah, I don't know what the heck this hired worker did. Good help is hard to find. Yeah. I think you were drinking the wine on the job. I'll come back and get that mess in the middle. I want to clean up this end first. I think he went to Ritchieville and hit Nick's hideaway. Gotta avoid going to pub for the... I think he went to Nick's hideaway in Ritchieville. Was hitting up the moonshine. I think he had a liquid lunch. Or Richie's Hollow, one of those maps. Let me just check something really quick and make sure there's no weird collision or anything in this field which made him stop and turn around. Yeah, I don't see any weird collisions or anything in the field. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with the field. I have no idea why he stopped here and said, I'm just going to turn around in the middle of the field for absolutely no reason. Pork chops in a can. Gotta love Giants AI helpers. At least they're 19. They're definitely better than they were in 17. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm probably going to finish this contract, and then I'm probably just going to call it a night. So I might take about a half an hour or so, and then come back once they're in bed or settled for the night. I may come in and do a little bit of Kingdoms Reborn. All right, let's come down this side of the field, and we have a little bit to clean up on the other end. If I don't come back on, I'm just going to lay in bed and watch more YouTube videos on how to use that editing software. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, I probably won't be on at all tomorrow. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to record. I have an old save of Banished. I'm going to go in and I'm going to record like 20 minutes of it. Just long enough for me to go in and play with the new editing software and learn how to use it. And then see if I can upload it to YouTube and see what the quality looks like. So it's going to be just more of a test video than anything, just so I can learn this software. And if it works out well, I'm only going to stream on Twitch once a day, because I'll spend part of the day recording and editing videos just for YouTube. Let's fold the header up. Let's get the pipe out. Let's take this guy back to the farm and grab our tipper. And then complete out this contract. So once I learn that program, my plans are to spend, I'll probably in the morning stream, because it's easier for me to stream in the morning. And then after lunch, I will probably record, edit, and render videos, one video a day just for YouTube. Alright, let's get this guy parked. Let me grab this tipper. And I'm going the wrong way. Told you I can get lost on my own map. We got about 2 hours in game before it gets dark. Where does this go? This goes to... Oh, look. Now the rest of our freaking grapes are ready. I knew that was going to happen as soon as we harvested the grapes. Where does this go? This goes to Dollar General. I could have used the factory for that. You know, we were talking about pierogi earlier. Just about a week ago, I made an order for 200 pierogi. Yeah, my mom. I haven't made any in years, but my family always made homemade pierogi. We never bought like Mrs. T's or any of that. All right, I think I said Dollar General. Yeah. I want to make sure I take this to the right sell point. Okay, so again, I'm only going to sell part of this off. So I want to try and save a little bit of corn for the refinery. Or as much of the corn as I can for the refinery. Contract finished. All right, so we have another 70,000. So let's complete this out. Let's run this back to the refinery. I'd rather have the diesel than the cash. And then I'm just going to say the heck with those extra. I'm going to come back and harvest the rest of those grapes since they just finished growing. Haven't bought store-bought ones, and it just makes me realize how bad they are when I stop being lazy and made them homemade. Yeah, I mean, Mrs. T's are great in a pinch. We do buy them every once in a while, but the homemade ones are so much better. I just can't do homemade dough. I could. My brother's really good at making homemade dough. My sister's really good at making homemade dough, but I suck at making homemade dough. All right, so we should have a good bit in here now to get this started, just by doing contracts. Yes, we already have 40,000 liters of diesel, so we'll be good for a little while. So we got this up and running just by doing contracts. Let's go finish, let's go clean up that mess with the grapes since they're now ready for harvest. And then we'll see if it needs lime and fertilizer. Oh, I gotta get my harvester out of that farmer's field. It can sit there for a couple minutes. My brother-in-law's trying to get me to make them and sell them at the local farmer's market. That would be cool. Get yourself a small food truck and sell them already cooked. Make them, cook them, sell them. I think there's a. When I went to visit my mom, there's a place up near there. There's a lake up there. It's a really big lake. It's called Harvey's Lake. And there's a family that's been there forever. Jonesies. They do homemade. It's like an Amish family. They do homemade pierogi and potato pancakes. And they've been there for like it's now like the third generation. If you go to the lake, you stop at Jonesy's, you get homemade pierogies and potato pancakes. And they're getting, it's $4. I think I want to be on this row. $4 for six homemade potato pancakes. And they're charging $4 for 3 homemade pierogies. I swear these were ready to harvest. Okay, this row is not ready to harvest. Alright, so... Oh, how do I want to approach this mess? Let's go... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows in. Is it going to get the one all the way to my... Yeah, it is. Give me a second, I'll catch back up on chat as soon as I get up here and spin around. I think I can hit this row, yeah, and get all of the rest of these. Yeah, give me a sec, I'll catch up on chat while this is emptying. let's turn this off. Let's dump these off. So let's get those off and I'll catch up on chat. Yeah, that has come up in conversation as well. I'm working on a couple of custom recipes for pierogi to be able to offer variety. Yeah, definitely. Alright, now let's knock off these white grapes. Why does there seem to be more white grapes than red grapes? I think this row maybe? Yeah. So at least this will be close to the same growth cycle now. Alright, so if we come up here and I go to, is it this one I can get all of them? Yeah. And my phone is buffering. I don't know if I'm hoping I didn't lose my stream. But this is the time of the night when everybody's home that my Wi-Fi signal's the worst. And I think I lost my stream. Let me just check my... Oh no. Alright, I didn't lose my stream, but lost my stream on my phone. I'm going to finish this row and then get out of here. Because I'm losing the Wi-Fi and I'm definitely going to lose my stream. So if y'all anything in chat I can't see because I've lost my stream on my phone. Give me a second to drop these off and reset my phone. My phone decided it wanted to disconnect itself from the Wi-Fi. Let me dump these off. And then let me reset my stream on my phone. If there was any new subs, I've definitely missed them. But I am going to get out of here in a minute. No, I definitely lost my stream on my phone. And it won't reconnect back to the Wi-Fi. So I'm going to get out of here for the night. Let me park this up. So next time we come in here, let's see what this needs. This is going to need... Yeah, so it's going to need lime and fertilizer. So we'll pick it up here next time we play. I'm going to throw you all an ending soon. Appreciate everybody stopping in and saying hello. I am going to save and close. And then let me get back to my OBS where I can actually still see comments. All right, I appreciate everybody stopping in, saying hello. Hope everybody has a great evening, day, afternoon, whatever part of the world you are in. I will most likely not be on tomorrow, but I will be available in the afternoon. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, so I'll be offline for a couple hours in the morning. So I will hope to catch y'all back here on Tuesday.